Hey, it's BT with the BT MotoGP Assen Gp review. Let's get right to it. Moto3 wasn't scary. It was good, but it wasn't scary. Good racing, good close racing. Jeremy Alcoa behaved himself. Good for you, Jeremy. I thought it was great racing. Sergio Garcia with that move around on the outside, damn. But it was good racing. Pedro Acosta, damn. Kid gets run over, scary. Was in the hospital, and that's the most he's looked like a kid ever. He was like they feed me Jello. You know, that's the most he's ever looked like a kid. He's like, because he looks like one of those kids who acts too old for what he is. You know, like one of those Hollywood kids where you go, I hope you're diversifying your funds, mutual funds, BT, maybe a Roth IRA. Like, aren't you 5? Hey, it's never too young to start investing. I gotta go poop. I'll be right back. It's like, what? Pedro Acosta's like that, but that was the only time he seemed like he was a kid. Anyway, great job by him. He almost got a podium. I think that body got sore. But then again, he's 17. Who didn't get run over in the back when they were 17? My mama probably hit me harder than he got hit in the back. But anyway, good for him. Dennis Foggia. When Dennis Foggia is hot, he's hot like pastrami. When he's cold, he's like Antarctica. That little George Michael looking wannabe is hot as hell when he is on pole. He's like, wake me up for Moto3 pole hole, because I'm going to take you guys on a race. Wake me up for Moto3 pole hole. I'm going to take you dancing tonight. Take you dancing tonight. Yeah. Anyway, I like Dennis Foggia coming back from the break. If he maintains his form, he could do a little something. Word around the campfire is on Romano Fenati, who I have my ride of the race, by the way. Ride of the race, Romano Fenati. Say what you want to say. Double long lap penalty, and he still gets a podium. Hey, he deserved it. Heartbreak goes to Darren Bender. Man, come on. It's a game of inches. He was on the green, but it was like this. The season ain't going right. The first half of the season not really going right for Darren Bender, but it's also there's always the second half. Anyway, the word around the campfire is Fenati and his teammate Adrian Fernandez got in a fight. Yeah, like a fight. That's the word. That's the rumor that they got in a fight. And I can imagine little Adrian was like, hey, I want to talk to you, Romano. Hey, I don't like what you did to me on the track. And Romano's like, look here, littler dude than me. Why don't you just shut up and be quiet? He go, you gonna talk to me that way? My brother's going to MotoGP. He don't like you anyway. He's gonna show you. And Romano picks him up and goes, hey, go to your room. Honestly, if you want these guys to behave, here's what you do. Plain and simple. Don't penalize him. Send him to go see Aaron Canet. Okay, right before he goes out on the track for Moto2, you go to send him to Aaron Canet. You take all the bad guys. You take Alcoba, whoever's acting up. You go see Aaron Canet in his garage and have the garage door down, what makes it creepy, and have him in his leathers, but they're halfway off, so he can show his prison tattoos. And have his wife beater on, and he's like, "Hey, I hear you on the racetrack. You basically park on the racetrack. No, that won't happen again, will it?" And they're like, no, Mr. Cuatro. See, vamos. Trust me, Aaron Canet scares me, and I'm a grown-ass man. But anyway, I think that would solve all your problems. But Ride of the Race Moto3, it was between Pedro Acosta and Fenati, but I got to give it to Fenati. That's 2 long lap penalties. Heartbreak goes to, like I said, Darren Bender. Moto2, Bezzecchi was Ride of the Race. What he did, Bezzecchi, he qualified shitty, but he almost, I think if he would have got there earlier, he may would have podium. Anyway, Ride of the Race, Bezzecchi. Heartbreak goes to Fabio Di Giannantonio. Fabio Di Giannantonio, it's like he knows he's going to GP, and maybe that's where his mind is at, maybe, and he's not really getting that focus. I don't know what it is, but he's just, almost like that's what Johan Mir was like. When he found out he was going to GP, he didn't really give that full, at least I felt he didn't give that full focus to MotoGP. And let me tell you something, when it comes to Moto2, like I said, it's between Raul Fernandez and his partner, Remy Gardner. And Remy Gardner's racecraft is second to none this year. Remy Gardner is on it. It's his championship. I can't see him losing it. But it's racing. You never know. Remy Gardner looks great. But for Raul Fernandez, hey, KTM's not stupid. Pit Power's not stupid. He's got to go to GP. Somebody's lying. Is he going? He's not going. He's going. He's got to go. You can't hold that kind of talent back. And here's the deal. It brings us to Petrucci. I love Petrucci, but it's something that I discussed on my podcast called Tales from a Gemini. You can look for it on YouTube and Spotify. And I talked to Brandon Posh about this. Once you set a goal and you achieve that goal, if you don't have another goal after that goal, you kind of wander around aimlessly. And that's what Petrucci did. I think his dead set on being a factory rider for Ducati, and he won Mugello. And he's an overachiever. And once you do that, where's there to go? I mean, was he thinking? I don't think he thought championship. He accomplished it. He became a factory right. And I say that because they showed on MotoGP.com. They showed what happened, what really happens during warm up, MotoGP warm up, and his tech guy was showing him all this stuff, and Petrucci was watching like this, and I could tell he wasn't. It looked like he wasn't really in it. So I think with Petrucci, say, hey, arrivederci, grazie, send him to the World Superbike. Maybe he can eat. Man, he's a big dude. He can eat now. Maybe get him a bike. Hey, might win some races. Get him a good bike in World Superbike. Maybe he can win some races, and he'll be happy. But you gotta bring up Raul Fernandez and Remy Gardner, and maybe send Iker down to Moto 2. Have him get his racecraft and bring him back up to GP. He's still a young kid. I think that's what you gotta do. Anyway, MotoGP. GP. Ride of the race, MotoGP. Marc Marquez. Like I said, I love Marc Marquez and what he did, starting from 20th. He did the damn thing and finished in the top 10, which is no easy feat. Heartbreak goes to Jack Miller. Jack, you can't do that, baby. You need consistency. All that being said, it's the curious case of Maverick Vinales. You know, it's almost cringeworthy. It is cringeworthy. And the reporters, I don't blame them. You have to ask those questions. You have to. And it's almost cringeworthy watching Maverick because somewhere down the line, you got to think, somebody's lying or somebody's not telling the truth. And there's three sides to every story. There's one person's side, the other person, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. I don't know who's telling the truth, but I think by the time you guys watch this, it should come out in a press release on what's going to happen. And Aprilia's like, Aprilia's like that guy that goes to nightclubs or he goes to strip clubs, and he's just hoping he gets that fine ass girl, and she's like, hey, I'll call you. And the phone, and he looks at his phone and it starts ringing. He goes, oh my God, she's calling me. And that's what I think Aprilia is like waiting. Don't get me wrong, I'm not dissing Alicia Spargo, but if you can get Maverick Vinales, it's like getting a hot chick you've always wanted and you're going to be on your best behavior. Like, whatever you want, man, whatever you want. Seriously, you want my car to drive around in? You can have whatever you want. You want another house? Whatever you need, I'll get it for you. So I don't know what the deal is. Maverick said no, but Aprilia's like, if he's available, Yamaha's not talk. I mean, he wasn't available for anyway. That being said, Fabio Q, Magic Mike on the bike is what I call him since that leather thing. Magic Mike on the bike is in good form. I can't see him losing the championship, but he's only what 30-something point, about 31, 32 points above Zarco, which means he's got a race to play around with. But I mean, it's easily that's a front end washout, an engine blowing, and then we're back. Then it's back to being tight again. So he's one race ahead, but it's not that much of a gap. So he's got to maintain his focus. 5 weeks is a long time, but man, I tell you, Fabio's looking great. He's looking unbeatable. But when Maverick's back's against the wall, remember Moto 3 when Maverick was back's against the wall and he flew home from Japan and then he had to fly back because of the contract and we thought it was all over and he ended up winning the championship? Never count Maverick out. Even if he comes back to finish the year out, you never know. I mean, he acted like he had a bad race and he finished second only because that track's a hard track to pass on and Nagagami was hard to pass. Nagagami was on it for 5 laps. So still don't count Maverick out. Really don't. He's still in it. Technically, he's still in it. And you just never know. His mindset might be like, I don't need this shit. And sometimes that's the mindset you got to have to achieve your goal. You can't be like, if I don't get this championship, my life is a failure. But if he goes, I don't care. If I win, I win. If I don't care. And sometimes that's what you need to carry you over. So it's going to be curious. It was cringeworthy to watch. It really was. I love Mav. I feel a kinship with him. I don't know why. That sounds so weird, but I really do. Anyway, I thought the racing was just okay. It really was okay. But like I said, Ride of the Race goes to Marc Marquez. I love all riders of the race. Benatti, Bezzecchi, and Marc Marquez. Heartbreak goes to, like I said, Bender, Fabio D, and Jack Miller. And like I said, I think it's time for Petrucci to go. I think Iker should go down to Moto 2, and you gotta bring up Raul Fernandez, and you gotta send the guys in trouble. You gotta send them to Aaron Canet. He'll straighten them out. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Enjoy your break. You won't see my loud ass for 5 more weeks, so enjoy it. Thanks a lot for watching, and until then, you know the word. Bye.